So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. We're going to talk about Vincent Kompany linked to Spurs. Daniel Levy has him down as his number one choice. I'm sure he does. He's probably the cheapest out of all the managers that are linked to the job. Well done, Daniel Levy. This guy is all about the money, money, money. But before we get into the nitty gritty, Gabriel Bonlahor has had his say as well. We're going to read that out. But before we get into the nitty gritty, make sure you are sub to the channel. Road to 10K is well and truly on. Make sure you are sticking a like on the video. That would be great. If you haven't checked out the video I did earlier, the Europa League and Conference League predictions, do go and check that out. I dropped that about midday UK time, so go and check that out as well. And I will have plenty more videos to come tomorrow, over the weekend, all into next week, and pretty much every single day, to be honest with you. So yeah, if you're liking the content, make sure you stick notification bell on as well, because YouTube is moving mad recently. But it is what it is. And yeah, we're going to have a little look at Vincent Kompany to Tottenham. They are currently top of the championship, promotion champions, the whole kit and caboodle. Well, they're not officially champions yet, but they will be. I think they need 5 more points and then they're officially champions. Sheffield United, 14 points behind them. Luton, 19 points. Wow, Luton a third. Carrick at Middlesbrough, 4th. Millwall, go on, it'd be nice to see Millwall get up, wouldn't it? That'd be a bit tasty, wouldn't it? But anyway, yeah, Burnley have been playing fantastic football. 78 goals scored, 30 against, 2 losses, 26 wins, 12 draws in the 40 games that they've had. And they've played the best football by a country mile in that league. And I'm not surprised that Daniel Levy's taken note of that, because he wants pretty football. Tottenham fans are obsessed with tippy-tappy pretty football. And this is what makes me laugh. Why are they so obsessed with the style of play? I don't get it. Why don't you just get a winning style of play? Why don't you just do that? Maybe that should be the aim for Daniel Levy, rather than good on the eye. So even if we don't win anything, yeah, at least it looks better, rather than stinking the place out and still not win anything. It's kind of mad. I can't lie. That football club for me is just hilarious. Like, it just makes me laugh that they go through these managers. They don't really back any of them properly, and then they expect to have miracles. Like, if you're not going to back a manager properly, how can you expect to compete for the title? Arsenal have backed Mikel Arteta to the tune of £500 million. Now we're in a title race. Like, it's not rocket science. I know Tottenham spend a lot of money, but they don't necessarily give one manager all of that money. I mean, if Pochettino goes back there, for example, how many of the players were there when Pochettino was there? Lloris, Son, Dyer, Kane. I'm sure there's more. Davies. I'm sure there's a few others that I've missed, but I've just off the top of my head, it's 5 players. Like, it's mad. What are they expecting? Gabriel Bonlahor said, I can see why they're looking at Kompany, but if I was Kompany, I'd say no in capital letters. He's got Burnley into the Premier League. Give it a go with Burnley. And even if you don't keep Burnley up, what he has done with them in the championship is still going to attract Premier League jobs. The way Spurs are at the moment as a club, why would you touch that? Why would you leave Burnley? He could, in the summer, bring in the right players and have a good go with Burnley and shock the Premier League. You know, like Sheffield United or Leeds did. He could do that with Burnley. They obviously did secure their Premier League status last Friday after beating Middlesbrough 2-1. And they're straight back up. And fair play to Burnley. It was nice to see the back end of him and see him get out of the league. But that was obviously on the Brexit ball with Dyche. Sean Dyche, he eats bricks for breakfast, cement for lunch. You know what I mean? Smokes 50,000 Rothmans cigarettes a week. Yeah, if you don't like it, tough, because that's how we're going to play. Tough. That's my throat doing that. I can't lie. But they have obviously gone away from that, and they've gone the complete opposite. Excuse me. And now they're playing attacking, pretty on the eye brand of football. Spurs are also considering Julian Nagelsmann, the hipsters manager, who's mad overrated. Luis Enrique. Brendan Rodgers, he always gets thrown into these jobs, doesn't he? Arne Slot and their former coach, Maurizio Pochettino. Crucially, for Levy, Kompany made Burnley Championship's most entertaining side after putting a whole new squad together. He is believed to be ready to listen if Spurs make a move, as he fears the Clarets may not have the funds to tackle the Prem, which is great. And he put a whole new team together, which is great. But is Daniel Levy going to give him the money to put a whole new team together? I just don't see it. Like, I genuinely don't understand why he would go there. Like, listen, it's a step up from Burnley. Of course it is. Yeah, and they may be in Europe next season. Obviously, the league's still ongoing. But really, like, that's an easy way to bury your footballing managerial career. Because if you think of the managers that they've had over the years, Jose, Conte, Maurizio Pochettino, Nuno Espirito Santo, Harry Redknapp, like, look at the different styles of play. Martin Jol, like AVB, like the list goes on and on and on. I think they've had about 15 managers since Levy's been there in 20 years, which is mad. And they still ain't really won anything, have they? Let's be real. They've won a League Cup. Well done. Like, it's kind of mad. Like, that club for me, it's just funny. It's funny to watch. It's funny to see all their fans get giddy at the start of a season. And then it's funny to see them all sitting there moaning about, oh, well, this is rubbish. Get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of this. What do you expect? When you as a fan base, and this is just me, and this ain't taking the mick because I'm Arsenal, right? Because that club, if they get it right, could be a genuinely top club. They've got all the infrastructure there. They've got the money, but Daniel Levy's way too involved in that club. Like, similar to, not as bad as Todd Bowley, but he is well involved in that football club. Yeah, they need to go away. For me, this is just my opinion. Right? You may differ, you guys, yeah? Get rid of Kane, get rid of Son, rip it all up, give the money to the next manager, plus what you had in the kitty anyway. Go and do 200 odd million, 250 in the summer. Bish, bash, bosh. Now you got a team. Because that club is not a team. They are not a team on the pitch. It's give the ball to Harry and hope he does something. Give the ball to Son and hope he does something. Other than that, they're not a team, are they? Eric Dyer, diabolical. Yeah, all their right backs are trash. Every single one of them, including that Pedro Porro. Yeah, they're midfielders. Yeah, you look at their midfield. Højbjerg, he's all right. He ain't great. Bentancur, decent player. Decent. I like him. Kulusevski, quality player. But other than that, you're kind of struggling to find decent players at that football club. So why don't you get rid of Kane and Son? Get rid of them. Get the money in for them. You get what, 140? 130? Let's say you get 130 for them. Get the 130. Add that to what 130 you might have available. You now got 260. Get the manager in. 260 million, mate. Keep the players you want to keep. Keep the spine. The goalkeeper's trash as well. Get rid of Lloris. I've never rated him. Go and get a new goalkeeper. Mendy from Chelsea will be available. I think he's not a bad goalkeeper. Is he an upgrade on Lloris? Probably, because I don't rate Lloris. So, go and do 250 million quid, back a manager, go and get the players he wants, have a whole pre-season with the manager, getting his formation, getting his tactics, getting his players in, back the manager to the hilt, then have a good go at really going for a trophy next season. But they won't. They'll go and get Julian Nagelsmann. All their fans will be giddy. Oh, we've got the hipsters manager that got potted from Bayern because their football stunk and they're not very good with him as manager. And they'll get all excited. We've won the transfer window again. And then it'll be relying on Harry Kane all season again. And then when they're back in this position next season, struggling to get in the top four, it'll be, oh, well, it's all on Levy. Enoch out. Nobody mentions the owners when you're doing well. I know that for a fact. Nobody's mentioned Kroenke this season, have they? I wonder why. Oh, yes, because we're top of the table. If Arsenal was 6th or 7th or 8th, it'd be Kroenke this and Kroenke that. Same with Liverpool. Nobody was mentioning FSG when they're winning trophies. As soon as they finish in 8th in the league at the minute, all of a sudden, it's the owners. Oh, they're the issue. It's kind of crazy. I can't lie. And I'll tell you something as well. Not all Spurs fans, because I don't know all Spurs fans, but the Spurs fans I know have openly admitted that if Arsenal weren't above them and top of the table, they wouldn't be so upset. Get that mentality out your heads if you're a Spurs fan. Don't worry about what we're doing, because I'll be honest, I don't watch what Spurs do. I do not care about Spurs one bit. Genuinely don't. I don't even look at Spurs as my rival. They don't win anything, so why do I watch them? Like, I'll watch them if they're on TV, of course, because it's interesting to watch football. I like football. I'm a football guy. But I'm not one of these that sit there and go, they're crap. Yeah, they're rubbish. Or, oh, yeah, yeah, they got kicked out of the conference. I don't care. Yeah, my point is, if you're a Spurs fan, you shouldn't care what we're doing. Don't worry about what we're doing. Don't watch what we're doing. but it's little football club syndrome. You had to go and get your stadium have 1,000 seats more than ours. Yeah, you had to put the only place to watch Champions League football in London, like all over London, and then you got kicked out real quick. Like, get this little inferiority complex out of your heads. Identify what you want as a football club, as a fan base first. So you're all pulling in the same direction, or most of you are. And then enforce that on the football club. Now, once you're all in the same direction, or the majority are in the same direction, i.e. 95, 90%, 85%, plus the backing, and you do spend money, just spend it on trash, then you might actually start going forward and actually winning stuff. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a numpty YouTuber. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on all of that. Leave it in the comment section. I will be back again tomorrow. And yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see how the season plays out for sure, and whether Tottenham do end up in the top 4 or not. Excuse me. Me personally, I don't think they will. I think they're going to struggle to get top 6 with their fixtures, but there we go. Leave it all in the comment section. We're out of here. Ciao.